Greetings to you this day. This is Michelle Strickland, and I'm coming to you today with my daily theology lesson. It's my daily meditation that I do. I record it and release it because maybe somebody out there can get something out of it. It's something that I do for myself because I want to become a better person. You know, I focus on self. This is my way to focus on self improvement. I don't have all the answers. I'm just trying to become a better person and hope that maybe somebody out there can get something out of it. If you have any comments, please leave them. I'm not a theologian. I'm just a regular person that's out here wanting to become a better person and try to reach out and help make this world a better place. The bad guys, they sin. The good guys, we sin. We all sin. It's whom you serve. It's whom you serve. Choose God this day. Find your hope, find your joy, find your peace, find love. If you love yourself first, if you love yourself first and nobody else loves you, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. I focus on the three major religions. I read out of the Quran, the Bible, and an introductory text. There's a Buddhist text called The Shape of Suffering. I just read a little bit out of it because it's so much information packed in a small amount of space. So my rotation, I'm back on The Shape of Suffering. So I'm gonna go ahead and just read a little bit of something out of it. We're still in chapter 1. The Buddhist text, this particular paperback so far is dealing with dependent co-arising, and I've already gone over what it kind of means, but I'll give you a brief explanation. What it deals with is overthinking. Sometimes when we think about something, we overthink it, and it could be negative. So just that rehearsing where you over and over and over, and it could be harmful for us. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, though. I'm just going to read a little bit out of it. All the factors... Oh, sorry. The Blessed One said, from ignorance as a requisite condition come fabrications. From birth as a requisite condition, then aging and death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, distress, and despair come into play. Such is the origination of this entire mass of stress and suffering. When this was said, a certain monk said to the Blessed One, which is the aging and death, Lord, and whose is the aging and death? Not a valid question. The Blessed One said, if one were to ask which is the aging and death, and whose is the aging and death, and if one were to say aging and death is one thing, and the aging and death is someone else's, both of them would have the same meaning, even though their words would differ. It is not the case that when one is of the view that the soul is the same as the body, that there is the leading of the holy life. And it's not the case that when one is of the view that the soul is one thing and the body is another, that there is the leading of the holy life. Avoiding these two extremes, the Tathagata teaches that Dhamma via the middle. From birth as a requisite condition comes aging and death, which is the birth, Lord, and whose is the birth? Not a valid question, the Blessed One said. From becoming is a requisite condition comes birth, which is becoming, Lord, and whose is becoming? Not a valid question, the Blessed One said. From clinging as a requisite condition comes becoming. Which is the clinging, Lord, and whose is the clinging? Not a valid question, the Blessed One said. From craving as a requisite condition comes clinging. Excuse me. Let me repeat that. Which is clinging, Lord, and whose is the clinging? Not a valid question, the Blessed One said. From craving as a requisite condition comes clinging. Which is the craving, Lord, and whose is the craving? Not a valid question. The Blessed One said, from feeling as a requisite condition comes craving. Which is feeling, Lord, and whose is the feeling? Not a valid question, the Blessed One said. From contact as a requisite condition comes feeling. Which is the contact, Lord, and whose is the contact? Not a valid question, the Blessed One said. From the sixth sense media as a requisite condition comes contact. Which are the sixth sense media, Lord, and whose are the sixth sense media? Not a valid question, the Blessed One said. From name and form as a requisite condition comes the sixth sense media. Which is the name and form, Lord, and whose is the name and form? Not a valid question, the Blessed One said. From consciousness as a requisite condition comes name and form. Which is the consciousness, Lord, and whose is the consciousness? Not a valid question, the Blessed One said. From fabrication as a requisite condition comes consciousness. Which are the fabrications, Lord, and whose are the fabrications? Not a valid question, the Blessed One said. If one were to ask, which are the fabrication and whose are the fabrications, and if one were to say fabrications are one thing and the fabrications are someone else's, both of them would have same meaning, even though their words would differ. It's not the case that when one is of the view that the soul is the same as the body, that there is the leading of the holy life. And it's not the case that when one is of the view that the soul is one thing and the body is another thing, there is the leading of the holy life. Avoiding these two extremes, the Gotha, if I didn't pronounce it right, forgive me. The Gotha teaches the Dhamma via the middle. From ignorance as a requisite condition comes fabrication. I'm going to leave it right there for right now. It's a lot to think about, so we got to make sure that we separate things, from each other, because a lot of times things, they go together, but they're not necessarily the same. But anyway, I want you to remember to smile this day anyway, and reach out to one person at a time, one person at a time, one person at a time, okay? And choose love and peace, not war.